So, hello everyone. We're back into live backtesting sessions. And today we're gonna backtest or continue backtesting the month of Mars. So, according to our available data on Mars, we only backtested the first week of it. So, the last backtested day was Friday, 7 March. So, we're gonna continue from there. March 7, yeah, 10 March, and 9:30. Market open. So market opened. Swap the 15-minute low. Swap the session low. I think it wasn't found today. For today, London low and Asia low already swept, and we still have London highs and Asia high, still fresh. After sweeping that sell-side liquidity, price gave this nice inversion, and it was only on the 1 minute. Yeah, still didn't close. Now price is respecting this 3 minute, so we're gonna go break even here. We're break even on this trade. Let's see if we're gonna hit TP. No, it didn't make it till TP. First trade is break even. Price swept the previous daily low. Now price is respecting this 1 minute. We have delivery from we're delivering from this 1 minute in here, and as you see we have an SMT between this candle and this one. I don't like this kind of SMTs. The ones I like are something like this maybe, but rules are rules, so this is valid. This trade maybe is B rank. Price didn't close yet. Now price closed below this 1 minute. So stop loss above the inversion. A limit in here. Target is 3R. I'm not expecting much because we're in Monday. So this is our break-even level. We're tagged into the trade, and the trade is break-even. So price disrespected this too, but we have only this sweep without any kind of SMTs. So nothing important. Now we sweep this liquidity and we have a 3 minute VG. That price respected it. So we're not respecting any high time frame fair value gaps. Price still respecting this 5 minute. Now price disrespected that 5 minute. Going to the 5 minute time frame to see. We have a good inversion, but we don't have a sweep. Price didn't sweep anything. Let's see. In a higher scale, maybe we swept something on the daily. No, we didn't. We didn't. Maybe we have only this daily low in here and this daily tiny fair value gap. We can consider this in here, like a 1 hour maybe. So this trade is valid. $15 points into RTP. Check the 15 minutes before entry. This is the 15-minute high in here, so that's gonna be our break-even level. And we're break-even on this trade. We missed the TP by 6 points, and so this one was break-even. I don't know how to set the chat on YouTube. So if you have any questions, you can ask them directly in the Discord and the general chat. So after this break-even trade, price swept this minor liquidity, respected this 1 minute in here, and currently respecting this 4 minutes. Yeah, respected that 4 minutes. Now we have a 2 minute VG in here. Yeah, price disrespected it. So we have a valid short in here. But before that, you have to know that this one is a C setup based on our rules because we don't have much influences except for the delivery and maybe the macro that makes it maybe a B rank. And but it's still valid. So I'm gonna take it. This is our TP. This is my break-even level in here. So we're break-even already on this trade. And it's BE, yeah, it's break-even in here. We don't expect much because it's Monday. Not taking loss is already a win. And it's already 12 down, so that's the end of our session. We didn't have any nice entry except for two break-even trades. Going to the next day, March 11th. So nothing important. Here we are. Nothing important. We inverted this 5 minutes in here, but we also swapped this liquidity, so that's invalid. Same here, we inverted this, but it's too tiny. Now we have maybe a trade in here. We have this to combined 1 minute. And we have a sweep of this 15-minute high or maybe an hourly high. And we're inside the macro. We don't, yeah, actually we have a higher time frame SMT. Yes, we can sweep this high in here. Yeah, this one. But NQ did. So that's our SMT. And are we delivering from any high time frame? Yeah, we're delivering from a 4-hour gap. So these confluences makes the setup more valid. Did the price inverted the 2 minute? Yeah, it did. So I'm gonna take this trade in here. The stop loss is huge, 15 points. And when my stop loss is 15 points, I only target 2R. And this one in here is my break-even level. Yeah, it's a break-even trade. And it was the 10 o'clock candle, the news candle, that made the trade break-even. But maybe in real market, I'll go break-even early before the news. So now we have this news candle. That's the data high, and in here the data low. Of course, I can't use the seconds we're in March, but you can of course find a setup, the one that I already explained in the mentorship, the new setup. How that works, we wait for the price to sweep the high or the low of the news candle. then gives us a setup like this, and we target the opposite liquidity or something like this maybe, and we target the highs. We only use the seconds during news or to take this new setups. That's all. Price swept the highs. If you can't find any setup to short in here on the 15 or 30 seconds, that's valid. Yeah, as you see, it was a nice trade. And if we have the setups in here, maybe that's gonna be great. Maybe like a 5 hour short. These kind of setups, these new setups have a very high win rate. If you go to the database, you can see that by yourself or analytics, and in the tags we write news by filter. You see we have on the database 36 new setups, and the win rate is like 88 or 89%. So now we have a 4 minute gap. Let's check the 4 minute time frame. Price still respecting that 4 minutes. Yeah, still respecting that 4 minute. So we have no trade in there, no close above the 4 minute. Price now inverted this 1 minute, and we have no FVGs until this 2 minutes. So it's gonna be my break-even level. This trade is a C because we don't have much confluences to it except for the delivery from this 4 and 2 and 1 minute FVGs. It's a valid trade, but you have to know that this setup is not a great setup to take. That's all. This is our break-even level. This is a TP. So let's test that. I think it's a break-even trade. No? It's not break-even trade, but in real market, I think it's gonna be a break-even for me because I always try to cover the commission. Yeah, now it's an official break-even trade. Now we already I think we already inverted that 2 minute FVG in here. That's another trade, but it's the same. It's a C setup, nothing much, just a C. The break-even level, let's make this low in here as break-even. We're already break-even on this trade, and this one was TP. As I said, even C setups works, but it has the lowest win rate between all the other setups. If you see in this table in here, C setups has like 47% win rates. They are yes profitable, but you have to only take high win rate setups, so that won't hurt your psychology. Let's save this one on the database. We only have we only have delivery. That's all. Was the setup valid on ES? Yes, it was valid on ES. Actually, this one is not a 3-hour setup, it's a 2-hour. Yeah, it's only a 2-hour setup, like this. Because this candle that converted the 2-minute AVG closed in here. Yeah, now it's TP, but it's only 2-hour. Setup was valid also on ES, and we don't have any kind of SMT. Promos 13 plus 11 more. 11. Setup was on the 2-minute. We had only delivery and it was valid on ES. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 candles that form the conversion. BNR we made 2R. That's the screenshot link for the comments. We write something like 15 points SL to RTP. Was there any kind of news? Let me check that on Forex Factory. April, March, no. My settings. Yeah, we had news at 10 a.m. That's all. Going back to the 1-minute time frame. We had in here another short, as you see, but always it's also a C setup. First now swept the previous daily low, converted this 1-minute, this 2 minutes, and 3 minutes. Let's check the 3 minute time frame. The entry is here, but the setup is on the 2 minutes. 25 points. TP is here. Break even is here. we're still in the trade. This candle didn't close below the inversion and it's TP. Yeah. So in this trade, what do we have? We had the higher time frame SMT. Both swept the previous daily low, but ES went further and swept this session low, while NQ didn't sweep this session low, only the previous daily low. So when saving this setup in here for the confluences, it was a 2 minute. We had delivery, I don't think so. Let me check that. Delivery, yeah, we are actually delivering from 1 hour. So we had delivery, we had the sweep of a higher time frame, and we had an SMT, and the trade, yeah, the entry wasn't actually inside the macro window. So we had no macro. Was the setup valid on both NQ and ES? Let's check that. This candle in here, yeah, inverted also the 2 minute and the 3 minute on ES. So the setup, yes, it was valid also on ES. Yes. Oh, how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4 candles that formed inversion. So that's definitely a V shape. We had 3R. That's the link. No comments. And for the news, on 12 we had CPI. Yeah, we had CPI. And because we had CPI, I forgot to check battery. Oh, it's 11, still 11, not 12. Sorry, CPI is tomorrow, 11. We only have news at 10 a.m. So, no news in here. The job openings. Admit. Going back to the 1 minute time frame. So let's mark something in here like Monday. We didn't make any money. Tuesday +2, +2, and +3R. So now what do we have? This price maybe disrespected this 3 minute in here. Let's take a look on that. Yeah, price disrespected, closed below this 3 minute. What do we have in this trade? We have delivery from this 5 minute in here. We had an SMT between these highs. NQ swept this high, but ES didn't. And we're inside the macro. We're inside the macro window. Price inverted this 3 minute, but still respecting this one, but it's not on the same leg. the leg from here to here and the leg from here to here. We have in this last leg we have only this 3 minutes, so that's a valid short. 15-point stop loss, so our TP gonna be 2R, only 2R. Still in the trade, and now we're out. Price closed above this inversion, yeah, and it's almost minus 1R, minus 1. Going back to the 1 minute. So this one was a loss. What do we have in here? We have an SMT between these lows. We swept this minor liquidity in here. Price respected this 1 minute bullish FVG and converted all these FVGs in here. This two reacted on this 2 minute. If price closed above the 2 minute, that's a valid long. Yeah, actually price didn't in here and didn't in here, and by the closing off above the 2 minute, the trade was already invalidated, and that's too bad. Now we have this 3 minutes. Let's see if price disrespected that. Yeah, price disrespected this 3 minutes by this candle. But we can't take the setup because we have to be sure that price close also above this 5 minutes. So the entry is here, and if we use the 5 minutes, we have to check the 15 minutes, and the 15 minutes is here, and that's the break-even level. So this trade is like impossible to take. To enter in here and put the stop loss in here. That's already 100 points, and so I'm gonna just avoid this. We had this inversion, but the same candle that inverted the 1 minute bullish FVG tapped into the 5 minutes, so it's an invalid trade. Nothing important, just chop. Price respected this 1 minute, respected this 1 minute in here also. Nothing important, just consolidation. Swap that consolidation, respected this 2 minutes in here. Come on, we're inside the last macro. We have 2 minutes, yeah, price disrespected the 2 minute, now it's a 3 minute gap that we disrespected. Single, yeah, this giant one, yeah, that's too bad. This one was the one that closed below the 3 minutes, so the trade is invalid. Yeah, we missed that by tick. That's too bad. So that's all for Tuesday. Let's check the next day. March 12th. Okay. So today we have CPI. This this is the data highs. Like T8. And this is the data lows. Session starts in here. Inverted respected this 1 minute and inverted this one. So we have a long to target the data highs from this candle in here. 12 points. Take off most of the position at rear and left the runner towards the data highs. This trade was break-even. As you see, this candle took this liquidity, so we're already break-even. Now price is respecting the 5 minutes, that's the opening candle, and invalidated. Price continue higher. Yeah, didn't see the data highs. Same thing on ES. Converted the 3 minute maybe, and 4 minute. Let's check the 3 minute. Yeah, 3 minute inverted in here. And what about the 4 minutes? Yeah, this trade is invalid. Cancel that. Inverted the 4 minute, closed below this low. So that's not valid. So price inverted this 1 minute after taking this 15 minutes low, but it's up to the 4 minute, and by that time put the break even. So that's another break even trade. Now price is almost at the data lows. On ES we have an S&T, price already swept the data lows. Yeah, price swept the data lows. We have this 2 minute. Maybe we have a long from here. Let's go to 2 minute time frame. Yeah, we have long. Price swept the data lows. Got this entry. Yeah, it's 15 points. I hate these 15 points trades. We target the data highs. This is the break-even level. We're in the trade now. Let's see if it's gonna make it. No, actually, it was one tick away from the break-even level. So that's -1. Yeah, whereas by the time that closed below this one, it's -1 trade. Gonna save that on the database. What do we had in this trade? We had delivery, we had the sweep of the data lows, we was inside the macro window, and do we had any kind of SMT? Yes, we did. We did, yeah. Now we have this SMT in here. So this is actually, it was a nice trade. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It was on the 2 minute. We had delivery, the sweep of lower time frame, SMT, macro. Sweep was a higher time frame. Was it valid on ES? Let's check it. This candle, now on ES. Price were still respecting this 3 minutes, so the trade is not valid on ES. How many candles that form the inversion? That like 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Then it's -1R. That's the link. And in here we had CPI. Going back to the 1 minute time frame. Let's add that in here also. Stay -1R. So what do we have in here? Yeah, we have this 4 minute that price still respecting. We had a hidden SMT between this candle high and this high in here. It's a hidden SMT and it's a lower time frame SMT, maybe on the seconds. So we have delivery, SMT, no sweep. Maybe we can consider this sweep in here, like sweep of a lower time frame. And we inverted this 3 minutes. Let's check the 3 minutes here. We inverted this 3 minute at this candle. So that's a valid short. Yeah, that's a valid short. 3R is here, so this trade is already up to TP. And maybe you want to let partial a runner to this lows, but I don't do that. Most of the times I just take everything out at 3R. 3 minutes, we have delivery from a 4 minute, we have the sweep of a lower time frame, we have the SMT, we didn't, no, we're not inside the macro. Actually, it was inside the macro window. The entry was the left candle of the 10 a.m. macro. So we had the macro window with trade valid on ES. Let's check that. Yeah, it was valid. This candle had no FVGs and didn't take this liquidity, so the trade was valid. Also on ES. Yes, sorry. We had 3 candles. So that's definitely a V-shaped recovery. We made like 3 orders. That's the link, and we had CPI for once. Going back to the 1 minute and continue with the backtesting. We have short in here, but it's a C. It's a C rank because we don't have much confluences except for the delivery. If you go to here and check only delivery and you see the setup rank is C. I'm taking all the setups, but in real market, of course, you can use the filter, avoid low probability setups. The break-even is right here. We're in this trade. I don't like it, especially after ES took this low already. That's bullish SMT. And the candle already closed above the CE of this FVG, you can close the trade in here, but based on the rules, we only close the trade if candle close above the inversion and FVG. So now this one is a lot, and that's okay because it's already a C-rank setup. It's like maybe little bit less than 1.5. I'm just gonna make it like this. One minute, with only delivery. The setup wasn't valid on ES because, as I said, there was a bullish SNT. We had 5 candles that formed the inversion. The setup was minus 1.5 at the link, and we had CPI submit. Yeah. Let's do that again. Setup was C minus 1.5. This is the link, and we had only CPI is processing. And based on the rules, if we had like 2 consecutive losses, we're down for the day. So we're done for this day. Why I said it's better to avoid the C setups because based on the available data, it is more than 387 trade. C was the yeah all the C setups are less than 50% win rate, and that's why it's better to avoid these setups. January, February, March 13. Yeah, we're already on it. In it. Sorry. So yeah, we had news at 9:30 in here. Price swept the news low, and our final target is the news high. And in here, like the data highs. Now we have this 2 minute and this tiny 3 minute in here. We takes the setup on the 2 minute or on the 1 minute even, because even the 2 minute was less than the minimum required points. This is the setup. We're break even on the setup. 3R is like in here, and you left a runner toward the data highs. It's a break even trade. I know in real market you won't take a break even on this one. You maybe drag your stop loss below these lows, or you take partial or some at this highs or something. But for mechanical reasons, I will just consider this as break even. Now we inverted this 2 minute in here. Let's check if we have, yeah, we converted it in here, right here. Stop loss below it. For this trade, it's we have only the delivery from this 5 minutes, and the target is the data high, and we let the rest run. It's another break-even trade. Yeah, that's the opening candle. We had an SMT. ES already took the data highs, but NQ didn't. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, we didn't had any valid shorts after taking the highs. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, we already have like, yeah, no, no, it wasn't valid. I was talking about this 5 minute version, short, but that wasn't valid. Price swept the previous daily low, 5 minutes. Yeah, we have a 5 minute. Price closed above that 5 minute, but before entry, I wanna check the 15 minutes. Yes, we have this 15 minutes. This is the break-even level. When price taps into the 15 minutes. The 5 minute was a valid trade. Price swept the London low and the previous daily low, and it was a nice V-shaped recovery. Price also was reacting, no, it wasn't respecting any higher time frame fair value gaps. Maybe, yeah, this one in here closed below. I don't know. No, it didn't. So we had delivery. 15 points. I'll put a limit in here. Target only 2 R because my stop loss is giant. Yeah, price tagged us in and we're break even on this trade. Let's see if it's gonna make it to the final TP. Yeah, it did. So that's a win. We had the perfect entry and the perfect exit. The trade was on the 1 minute. No, sorry, on the 5 minute. We had delivery and sweep of a higher time frame. For the macro, yeah, it wasn't inside the macro. And for the SMT, we had now SMT price swap London low on both. Yeah, we had actually an SMT. ES didn't sweep the previous daily low. That's a higher time frame SMT. So we had a higher time frame SMT. And the trade by the time we took the trade on ES on the close on this candle, yeah, it was valid also on ES. Yes, 3, 4, 5 candles that formed a version. We made 2R. Here's the link. Did we had news? Yeah, we had, but let me check what news we had that day. March 13. Yeah, it was PPI. At 8:30, and I'll borrow my wallet claim. Yeah, another one claims, and we don't have any news at 10 a.m. So going back to the 1 minute time frame, after taking this TP in here, Yeah, price just fell. This maybe it inverted this 5 minutes. Let me check that. The 15 minutes. Price respected this 15 minutes. So we have delivery from higher time frame gap and price were this high in here. We have a sweep of lower time frame liquidity. Price didn't tap into that yet, so that's the break-even level. That's a very aggressive trade to take. Also, we have an SMT. Yeah, let me check. No, we don't. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't have any kind of SMTs. We had only the delivery and the sweep of lower time frame. That's a B plus setup. Yeah, I'm gonna take it because it's valid. 22, let's make it 25. Final TP is right here, and this is the break-even level. You have to be quick if you want to take this kind of setups. And that's scalping. It's all about being quick. Price still didn't tap that break-even. Now we're break-even on the trade. This week didn't take us out because this candle still respecting this inversion, didn't close above it. Now we're break even on this trade and we have another opportunity. If you miss this one, you can take this one. Yeah, it make it to TP, to final TP in here. That's a B plus setup. As I said, we only had delivery from a 15-minute time frame. And the sweep of lower time frame, delivery and the sweep of lower time frame. That's all. Was it valid on ES by the time we enter? No. At 10:25, this candle on ES was still respecting the 5-minute gap in here. So this trade wasn't valid on ES. No, and it was 3 candles. We made 3R from it. This is the link. And we had unemployment now at 8:30. Unemployment. That's all. Okay. Going back to the 1 minute time frame. Nothing important yet. We're inside the 11th macro. Price inverted this 2 minute, but wasn't actually respecting anything, didn't sweep anything. Let's check the 2 minute time frame. We had this 5 minute. Price respected this 5 minute. Yeah, still respecting that 5 minute. So it's a C setup. Do we had any kind of SMTs, even a hidden one? No, no, we didn't. We are inside the macro window. So we had delivery and macro. If you go to the website in here and see confluence, no, signals, and signals, if we make delivery and macro, this setup, it's a high render rate setup, like 77%. That's nice. It's a B setup, but it has a high render rate. Okay, let's risk on it. 33 points. I'll go maybe with 25 points. You can go either with 25 points, or you can risk two contracts, or you can make your stop loss looks like this, 15 points, and you only short one contract and only target 2R. In both cases, you're right. If for me, if I don't like the setup, I'll go with 15 points. And if I like the setup, maybe I'll try the 2R, the 25 points. Yeah, price closed above this one. If you take the 25 point stop loss, it's a minus 1R. And if you choose to took the 15 points, it's like maybe a minus 1.6, 0.6 or zero point 0.7, I'm not sure. So that's loss. For me, a trade like that, I'm gonna make it 25 points. I like to make my stop loss a little bit smaller so I can target 3R. That's minus 1.1 maybe. Anyway, it was a B setup. '13 March 25. The 2 minute we had only delivery and macro. Was the setup valid on ES? Let's check that. This one, yeah, it was. 3 candles, yes. Minus 1.1 at the link. Let's submit, that's all. Fuck's sake. So Tuesday, minus 1. We inverted this 1 minute in here, but we have no confluences. We are not respecting any high time frame gap, or we don't have any kind of sweep. We only have this SMT. between these lows, and that's all. We're not respecting this 1 minute, we're not respecting the 2 minute, we're respecting the 3 minute in here. Yes, we do. But because it's not in the same leg, I mean in this leg, so I'm gonna avoid this one. Yeah, and that was right to do so. So this short is not valid. Now nothing seems to be valid in here. Maybe this 3 minutes. Yeah, that 3 minute was valid. But I hate taking this kind of setups. You could take the 5 minute or this 3 minute and go break even in here, or take this 3 minute, making your stop in here and go break even in here. And of course, that would all be invalid if we have any kind of 15 minutes FVG in that leg, bullish FVG, because you can invert the 3 minute, but you're not sure if price gonna respect the 15-minute bullish FVG or not. So now we're inside the last macro. This 5 minute in here. Yeah, inverted that 5 minute, but we don't have sweep, so that's not valid. And yeah, we didn't invert this 1 minute. We inverted it after 12:10, so that's not valid. So Tuesday was like 4 hour. And now we're gonna backtest the last day on this week, March, Friday. This is a bad week considering we're in March. On 14 March, we had news at 10 a.m. and we have fucking Trump speaks. So, you know how it's gonna be. This 1 minute was tiny, this 3 minute also. Nothing. Yeah. This was news. We have this. This is the news highs. This is the news lows. Price swept the news highs, respecting this 5 minute. Maybe if we have any kind of shorts, yeah, that's a 2 minute short in there. Let's jump in here. As I said, you have two options. and that's personal. I can't say anything in that. You can take the 15 points stop loss, or you can put a limit on 25. That's up to you. Anyway, in both trades, you're in. On yeah, on both trades, you're in. And because we don't have any liquidity until the dollar lows, so you can go break even on lower time frame liquidity. So we're break even on both trades, and yeah, it's a break even trade on both. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If we don't have any SNT in here, we can take this 2 minute long. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because we don't have any kind of sweep. Only this lower time frame, and because it's lower time frame liquidity, you have extra influences like SNT. No, I didn't notice that I'm on the 2 minutes, sorry. So nothing in there. Yeah, we have a long in here. Yeah, that's nice. In here, it's a B plus setup. We have a sweep of this lower time frame low and the delivery. And price just needed 2 or 3 hours. That's a win. Did we had any kind of SMTs? I don't know. Let's check that. No, no, we didn't. Yeah, no SMT. It's a B plus. So 14 on the 1 minute we hit delivery and sweep of lower time frame. Was the trade valid on ES? Yeah, it was valid on ES. Three maybe? Yeah, only three. We had news at 10 a.m. Let me check my phone. Yeah, we had, I don't know what did we had, like Berlin inflation. Okay, that's plus 3 hours for Friday. Price respected this 5 minutes. Yeah, we didn't notice this buy from this 5 minute. That's okay. So price inverted this 4 minute, but at the same time tapped into this, so it's invalid. We're inside the last macro window. We inverted this 1 minute, but it was less than the minimum required size. Invert, yeah, that's all. That's all. It's 12:10 already. So that was all for this week. It's 5, 4, 2, 4, 7, 6, and plus 9 hour. That's a bad week. Not that good. We had like 4 losses and 5 wins. That's like 60% win rate, maybe, or yeah, 60%. So, guys, thank you for watching. And for any questions, you can just post them in the premium question channel. And if you're not already a VIP member, you can just post any question you like on the general chat. See you Monday.